Good morning. Welcome back, my friends, to the channel. As we're getting ready to wrap up the year of 2020, I wanted to do one more AMA answering your questions type videos. I like to do these every couple months just to kind of clarify what people have been asking about. I try and do my best to answer questions on the forums, emails, messages. Sometimes I just miss them. So I'm going to circle back through and hit the questions that people wanted to ask again on yesterday's post in the official G2 Nation page. We're still rocking on Facebook. We changed Facebook pages because my old account got hacked. Yada yada. One of the things for 2021 is hopefully to make Reddit more usable. The G2 Nation subreddit there, because I know not everybody has Facebook. But let's just get into the questions now. The first thing we're going to address is what I was getting questioned about most on stream. And that is this little guy. If you don't know what the campaign was, take a look at it. It was a yo-yo we made the same size, shape, but at 4 different weights, so you guys could see the differences in weights. This is a year later, the same size and shape as those campaigns, but it's a bimetal and it's 48 grams. 48 grams and some change. Yet still plays incredible. Super fun. And this is what you guys have been asking about. Originally during the draft I had talked about dropping it on the 1st as a pre-order. And I don't have all the details for this yet, but I know it's not going to be on the 1st. We're going to make the pre-order happen next Friday. The following Friday. Let me check that date. Not the 1st, but the 8th. January 8th is when we're going to have that pre-order. And I'll give you guys more details on that early next week. But January 8th, there's going to be a 12-hour pre-order, so everybody can get one that wants one. Price will be different based on colorway, and we'll talk about that all next week in depth once I finalize that. We're ready to rock and roll. That was the first and most asked question on the Twitch stream. So now we'll go into the Facebook post. Gates asks, why do such small runs that create scarcity instead of having larger stock for more people to be able to get into the brand? And we talk about this quite a bit on the channel. When newer people come in, they don't understand why our stock is limited. And then they also don't understand that our stock is not that limited. They're trying to compare it to other boutique brands, and they think the other boutique brands have more stock because they're on the shelves. And it's really just we have a lot more demand build up here versus some of the other boutique brands. And supply is almost to where I want it to be. I would like, in a perfect world, if I can somehow get to 100 yo-yos a month. That is enough supply out there that I'm hitting a ton of customers as a one-man shop. So it used to be I had my day job, so I didn't have time to do more yo-yos. And now I've got the time to do more yo-yos, but I want to focus on other projects type of deal. So it's kind of like a little catch-22 there. But 100 yo-yos, if I do that a month, so let's say we get 35 Patreon members. I think there's one slot open right now. So if we get to 35, that's 35 yo-yos a month. And then we need to do another, 35, that puts us there. So we need to do 65 yo-yos throughout the month. So ideally we'll have three weeks of drops, 20 yo-yos each drop, and that puts us right there at that 100 yo-yos. That's what we strive for. That's about what I can handle making content, working on other things, focusing on hanging out with my kids and family. You know, the main reason that we had kind of switched to trying to do my own thing for our income is because I want to spend time with them still. And I want to be able to witness them grow up more than I was working a lot of hours for a lot of years. I was doing 80 plus hours a week for like 10 years. So now we're down to just my side jobs. So that's kind of where we're at. We can only do about 100, but 100 yo-yos a month is a boatload. If we get to 100 yo-yos a month, that is a boatload of yo-yos for any small brand. It's not going to touch the numbers that Yo-Yo Factory or One Drop that has a whole team, or even, I don't know what Caribou Lodge does these days, but those bigger brands, C3, Duncan, we're not going to touch those numbers as a one-man shop. And I don't know that we want to push into a larger shop because I kind of am really happy with trying to hit that 100 goal That puts enough product out there that lets me maintain my own QC. Sure, maybe I have trust issues and somebody else could do just as good of a job, but I also want to maintain my QC personally. So every time you get a message, it's coming to me. Every time you get a yo-yo, it's tested by me. Every time you get a yo-yo, it's packaged, it's shipped, it's assembled by me. That's what I want. Now we could add somebody on, but then I would have to take that away. The other point I wanted to bring up was that I like doing the content. And if I start doing more yo-yos, I can't do the vlog every day, I can't do videos, can't do tricks, can't do tutorials, I can't do the stream, all those things. I can't do the photos the way I am. Because then I'm just kind of churning yo-yos, and I think I'm at that happy medium. It might be a little bit hard to get some still, but if you try for a few drops in a row, you're probably going to be able to land a G2. And I still want you to have the mail day experience that we're currently giving, and I don't want to sacrifice any of that by producing larger numbers of yo-yos. The second point that I didn't bring up about when I had my other job, I had more time. The other half of that I forgot was, now that I don't have my other job, now we have less income, so I can't buy bigger runs as well. So there's that aspect as well. There's lead time, there's risk. When I do the reverse rainbow roads, you're talking about a huge amount of money for anodizing. More money in anodizing than you're spending on other yo-yos in the marketplace. So if I go out and I'm like, hey, I need 75 reverse rainbow road reapers, and they come back bad, I'm basically done. That is my capital. So that's what I have on hand, working capital. One time, and that could shut down G2. So that's kind of the con of having to use the G2 income, not just to invest it back into the business, but to pay for the house or pay for life things. Hopefully there was something good in there that helped you understand why we're kind of where we're at. I think that second point about the capital will help you understand that I can't just order 500 Banshee SS's. Especially, well, I don't have the money to do that, the capital on hand to do that right away, and if they come back bad, I am out of luck. Killian's got two questions. First, is there any plans for a Taishi with SS or brass rims? I don't currently have any plans for a titanium SS Banshee. I don't know, I love the fact of sparking a titanium. I don't really love the fact of having a titanium body that you can't spark, just because I prefer the feel and play of aluminum blasted anodized. So if I'm going to have titanium, I want to be able to spark it. And if I wanted to make a titanium SS, I would kind of want to push the limits of the titanium body and make it worthwhile. And the current Banshee SS would play very different from what a pushed titanium SS would be. So I don't think I would want to keep that in the same family if I do that. I'm open to it down the road, but I'm not going to say that it's not going to be a Banshee SS titanium SS. I'm not going to say that, but I'm also saying it's probably not going to be that. The second question from Killian is, have I ever heard of humanoid, which is a metal from salvaged firearms? I have not heard of it. And you mentioned that you thought it'd be good purpose for bimetal throws. I don't know if that's the case, because you want a very consistent metal when you're making yo-yos. I'm not sure how consistent that would be melted down. I don't know how the consistency would be throughout that bar. So, no, I haven't heard of it. Haven't looked at it at all. Don't know that I will. It's kind of interesting though. I kind of think that it'd be a cooler body for a yo-yo. A cool story behind it, but I don't know how well it would work for anodizing or any of that jazz. So maybe that's why you were saying for SS rims, just the rims out of that metal. What are your plans for next year, broadly speaking? New stuff we can look forward to. So 2020, I focused on, I think we only had like 2 or 3 new releases this year, and that was like the AL7 Banshee SS, which I think might be my favorite bimetal of all time, and it only had the one small drop to Patreon, so everybody hasn't got to experience that yet. We'll fix that early in 2021. or maybe at the end of this year if I decide to throw them up, because I've got one more AL7 Banshee SS colorway. But the AL7 SS is really like it. So we did that. We did the brass, kind of. We're doing the brass to the Patreon. We did some of the brass in the mystery boxes. We did the AL7 and brass arbiters as well. But that was it for new yo-yos in 2020. We were focused on not ending a production of a yo-yo too early and continuing to put it into more people's hands. And in 2021, now I've got all these designs saved up that I want to do and we're going to be focused on. So 2020 and 2021 are going to be very different years as we start to churn out new designs, where last year we were focused on producing more of the designs we had. So we'll have a lot of experimental stuff, we'll have a lot of new protos, we'll have a lot of new designs, and that's what 2020 is going to look like for us. Anything specific to tell you about? No, I don't have anything specific I want to tell you about. You know, we're working on finalizing what the repost is going to turn into. I'll probably turn that into a regular run. We got the GBP campaign, and this is going to hold you over for a few months. I'm telling you, you guys are going to love this thing. And Respawn 21 maybe? Banshee 21 maybe? Mongoose maybe? I don't know. We got a couple different works. But yes, we're going to have a lot of different variety coming at you, new items. Pierre, he always comes with the hard-hitting questions that he wants to, I don't always want to give away from part of the business. How many yo-yos roughly do you estimate you've sold over the last 8 years? 10,000, 50,000? I don't even think we've hit 10,000. I don't know that I have actually hit 1,000 in a year. That's been my goal the last 2 years, and I don't know if I hit that. I think we might have been close. I don't know. That's been our goal. But no, I mean, in 2012 we did maybe 200 yo-yos. 2013 maybe 350 yo-yos. So we are probably maybe at like 5,000 yo-yos ever produced. I don't know. I really don't have a good number for you to gauge. I know we have the OC, we almost had 500 though. So that year I know we eclipsed 1,000 just because of that giant pre-order Reddit designed yo-yo. But I don't think we've topped maybe 5,000-6,000 total lifetime until we get a plastic yo-yo, which 2021 maybe, leading back to that prior question. I don't know that our units can go up that quickly. Like I said, we're trying to do 100 units a month, and you know, some months are going to be less, some months are going to be more. So if we get to 1,000 a year, that's pretty comfortable where I want to be for where I kind of think that G2 can thrive. Have you considered using partially a manufacturer who can do good ano and get nice colorways on bimetals? Alternative. So, bimetals. I don't like the splash. I don't like the acid wash. So I'm not going to do it. We can do it, but I don't like it with the rims. The rims, I don't like how it clashes with the acid wash and the splash. So I'm mostly just going to stick with the solids for now. It's not necessarily a can we. It's more of a I decide not to. There's just a clean classiness with the SS or brass or just solid colored rings and a solid colored body that I really do like. Any plans to use several anodizers? Right now I'm really happy with the guy that I'm using. He is the most talented I've ever used. Yeah, he can't do the swirls, and I don't know if he's pushing to do them how I want him to. And he is extremely more expensive, like 10 times more expensive than some of the cheaper ano options out there, and that's not an exaggeration. But he's a good guy. He works for himself. I like supporting his business. We're going to stick with him for the most part. Options of other anodizing, yes. We do have another shop that I can go to. He hasn't been able to, so the shop I use is a he. It's a singular guy. The other shops I've used, they haven't been able to land where I want with the blast or the buildup. Their blast is a little bit too chalky, and their buildup on their anodizing is a little bit too thick, so I haven't been able to get them into the point where we can use them for production. And I really haven't spoken too much about that because I kind of like to stick with the once we figured it out, then I would let you know. But right now, we haven't figured it out, and I don't know if they will. So I'm really happy with my current anodizer. I'm getting a setup to do titanium at the HQ, but no plans for me to do aluminum yet. How many models a year do you think is a good target for the business? I don't really think of it as new models. I like to play out each model. Each model is going to have a different amount of support behind it and kind of just run its life. 4 models a year would probably be pretty good, 1 per quarter for what I like to do. But I could easily see a year where I decide, hey, we're going to put out these experimental designs and really go full on the case file. We'll call it the year of the case file, and I'm going to put out these interesting designs that I have and have not pushed into production, and we could do 12. But no, I think 4 would be a good number, maybe even just 2. Depends on how the other models are doing and what I want to do with the prior year models. So like, we kind of had some new releases in 2020, but we also didn't have any new yo-yos by itself, unless I'm forgetting one. And that whole year was fine without a new design. But then this year we'll probably have 4 to 6. Is the income from Twitch going the way you want? I haven't been able to follow that at all. The income from Twitch is not going the way I wanted. The Twitch community is getting there. We have a lot of fun on there, and I think it's what I need to do. I need to do more shop cam, more yo-yoing, more lesson, more trick streams. Instead of just the shop cam and Rocket League is what we've been focused on right now. PC's getting upgraded, and then we'll be able to do some different games, and I hope to do more games with the yo-yo community, with you guys. But I know not a lot of you really like to play Rocket League, so we started out with that, and then it's just turned into me trying to grind for a better rank. But no, I thought there'd be more Amazon subscriptions. So the PC build has gone slower than we hoped, but it's not that bad. We have a good little base. We can hop on and we'll get like 8 viewers, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but that's pretty good. I don't know. It's not where I want it to be, but I think the idea can still work if I adjust how I'm doing it to make it work. Hopefully that makes sense. I definitely need to be able to allot time after you guys get off work to stream and do those yo-yo streams after that, instead of just when I have the kids at daycare and you guys are at work. That's when I'm able to stream for the most part right now. I need to make the adjustments in my life to make the stream work better. And for that to happen, Stephanie has to be more on board. So she might be more on board for the yo-yo streams. I don't know if she's going to be more on board if we continue to play, if we did nighttime game streams. How are things a few months into your new job rather than a set of jobs? It is quite a bit of a change. I find myself hard to be motivated, but motivated not on the G2 stuff, but on like the JG Visions. I've got a few jobs from JG Visions. We did a good amount, like a nice little section of Christmas photos for people. And then I've got 2 more products right now that I'm trying to take photos for JG Visions, and bounce houses. Hopefully that works out this year. But it's still multiple jobs. It's not able to be just one job. If it was just one job, it'd be very weird for me, I suppose. I've always been doing multiple jobs. And that's it. That's all the questions for us today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I don't have anything else for you. Pre-order hats. Today's the last day, the official G2 Nation. If you're not on Facebook, just send me a message. I will get you added. $20 plus shipping whenever they come in, no down payment. And today's the last day, Wednesday. I'm ordering them Thursday. That's all I got for you today. See you tomorrow. Same place, same time.